Hello, this is Gary with GDS Video Productions. Thank you for tuning in. I've had the pleasure of interviewing Senator Dan Furphy of Wyoming. We had a great conversation. I hope you find it informative. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and now on to the interview. All right. We have Senator Dan Furphy here, and I'm Gary with GDS Video Productions. And I was hoping to have some conversations with Dan and Senator. And how are you?
Well, I'm doing great. It's as I said, it's a beautiful day here in Cheyenne at the Capitol building.
We are very fortunate with our weather, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So I have a handful of questions I'd like to ask, and I emailed them to me, so I'm going to be looking over and just reading them off a little bit. The first one is, what are the biggest ideological and economic barriers that are systematically hampering Wyoming and its citizens?
Well, of course, is our fluctuating revenues that we face. We are probably one of the energy capitals in the world. What we produce with oil, natural gas, coal, and now wind energy. So it's amazing that we do so much. And quite honestly, we tax those industries so that we have no state income tax, and that our citizens of our state have a lot of huge benefits based on the income we receive from those companies.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that there's we're not hampered by any way as far as exporting right now with the way green energy is and stuff like that?
Well, of course, we would like to export our coal, but some of the other states hinder us from doing that. But there's huge demand worldwide for our coal. And the reason being, our coal is low sulfur, and so it does not provide a lot of dioxide and carbons that influence our industry. So our coal is probably the best in the world, and that's why foreign markets want our coal, but we can't get it to them necessarily.
We do have that problem of exporting it. Where do you see our state heading because of the green energy and because we can't export, which is lowering our taxes, obviously, and with the wind farms coming up as well, are we getting any profit from the wind farms? Are we getting energy from the wind farms to offset any of the Wyoming citizens itself?
We're getting both. We have now a lot of wind energy being produced in our state, and it's going to grow. We've got things in the works, planning going on for more wind energy. And yes, we tax wind energy, and so we get those revenues off. And yes, part of our state is receiving electricity from wind energy. So that's going to be big in the future. But let me tell you, natural gas, oil, and coal are continued in the future because for example, this green energy that we have doesn't produce all the time. As everyone knows, the wind doesn't blow all the time. And so we still have to fill that in with our other energy resources, And you can see that in other states that have tried to do it with just green energy, doesn't work. So I think Wyoming has a very bright future. We will provide a lot of green energy, but we'll also back it with normal energy resources.
I know we have a lot of wind. Do you think that with I think it's what, close to 300 days a year of sun, do you think that we're going to see any solar help our state out?
Yes, we're seeing that in some areas of our state. Solar is being produced. So yeah, you're right. We'll probably see more solar, but right now with our abundant wind energy, it's just financially feasible to do that. And a lot of these companies have developed systems for getting that wind energy out of our state into those green states that are really demanding a lot of green energy.
And don't we have another wind farm coming up right outside of Laramie too?
Yes, we do. That's been approved.
And how many windmills will that be?
Well, I'd have to refresh my memory on that. There'll be quite a few south of Laramie. So just as you come over the Colorado border into Wyoming, there'll be many wind turbines out there.
Out there by tie siding and such.
Right.
Right. And then I know you're on the Transportation Highway Committee and the Military Affairs out here. Do you see any changes in our transportation? It seems like our highways are pretty well. They're pretty well taken care of as soon as you cross over to Laramie County. It's the freeway changes pretty drastically. Actually, it's kind of crazy. Why is that?
Well, the problem is we have so many semis traveling on our interstate. And quite honestly, the only revenue we're getting from them are the gas and diesel fuel taxes. So we've been looking at years on other sources of revenue that we can come up with. Because quite honestly, in our state, we are short $250 million a year on maintaining the highways like we should. So we scrape by, do the best we can with the resources we've got, but we've got to fix that long term.
And I have a few questions about Laramie. I know that one, you're a native, and you founded the Beautification Committee, and that you're also the current CEO of the Business Alliance, the Chamber of Business Alliance. Is that true?
No, no longer. I resigned from that position to head to my legislative career. So I did that 5 years ago or something. I gave up that position. I really enjoyed that. We were able to attract some nice companies to Laramie when we did that. And I helped merge our Chamber of Commerce and our Economic Development Group. So it was a fun time after I retired from banking. That was a good process that I enjoyed working with both of those groups. And we have some great leadership in Laramie. And it's always fun to work with those business owners and leaders. So yeah, the wonderful city council and county commissioners. So yeah, of course I love Laramie, and
We
that's
are
why I'm
very
doing what I'm
fortunate.
doing. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question about the Laramie. Not there's a lot of open positions, and of course that's happening all around. It's like everywhere. but are we still being able to attract big business into our area to grow, as well as housing for those people?
Well, that continues to be a problem, but we're doing better than we have in the past. Housing is still a problem, but I always say, well, if we have enough people moving into the community, those developers will step up and build more housing.
See, I thought we were on a moratorium where the council asked not to build anymore.
Well, they want high density is my understanding. So it just depends. I mean, I always believe in the capital markets. When there's demand, then people will step in and fill that demand. And I know we're short on housing, but we got to get the jobs lined out first. And this announcement that our friend Nate Story, who is a graduate from the University of Wyoming, started his own company, was able to sell that company, but now moving back to Laramie, that is a great story. And I, no pun intended, but he's a wonderful entrepreneur and really helping our community, and has for many years. So that's the key. I heard he's talking 125 jobs. That's wonderful. So
Yeah, I do know we have a bunch. I know we have like 3,200 businesses. I was looking on the Chamber of Commerce, which is pretty darn good, especially for the amount of people that we have. It's almost one business. It's like a tenth of the city is a business, which is pretty good. And then I was looking at a few of your bills that are coming up, or have they already passed? Like the sponsor bill for the underage marriage. You have the Human Right Act. You have a lot of things coming up. Your collection agency for debt buyers, the Medicaid coverage and such like that. Is all that already passed, or is that just still heading into it?
no, most of those bills were House bills that are now coming to the Senate. So we have pretty well completed our Senate bills. So we're now working on House bills. So we'll see which of those bills pass the Senate. I can't really tell you at this point.
Yeah, I bet. And I know that you don't have a lot of time, and I just want to tell you, thank you so much, Senator Furphy, for taking your time to even talk to me and to help us out as you do as a senator of our state and of our district.
Well, thank you. I thank you for taking the time to support Laramie and what you're doing. So it was good visiting with you.
Yes, sir. I hope to see you around town.
You bet.
Thank you, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.